All right, look at this. We're finally done with all this MCU movie, right? 23 movies, at least 23 weeks and more.
Now,
Yeah,
for now.
but for now we are. We don't have anything to go on until, I don't know, maybe what ifs, and we have the TV shows to maybe
Yeah,
talk about. We'll see
all
how
the
that goes.
all the Disney Plus.
But now we want to talk about like a childhood. Would we consider this a childhood film?
Yeah, because I watched it when I was young.
Yeah, you did, right?
I mean, you can't call it a kids film, but I mean, yeah, it was a child film. You didn't watch it until just this year, though.
Yeah, I didn't watch it until a month or two ago, probably now.
Yeah. Now look what you've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for people who are listening that they don't know what we're talking about, right? Well, they probably click on the title. We're gonna talk
I would
about
hope so.
Edward Scissorhands. I don't even remember when this movie came out. Was it 88, 87?
I didn't think it was 80s.
I know it was Johnny Depp that was really young. It was
Well,
Scissorhands.
he's like 26 when this movie came out.
26?
I'm pretty sure he was 26. I could be wrong.
Oh, 1990.
Yeah, it's 1990. I think this
Hey,
was an 80s movie.
and you know what's really funny? Because we did like all our MCU movies, right? Everything is like at least 2 hours. At least. This movie is only 109 minutes, 105 minutes. So
Okay, yeah.
it's not even an
An hour
hour.
30. Oh,
Yeah,
it's an hour 30 minutes.
a little over an hour 30. Now, my
Oh,
opinion.
sometimes you don't need a 2 hour movie.
No, no, I highly
Sometimes I
agree.
actually feel 2 hour movies are overkill.
Yeah, the 2 hour movie mark, it has to be something like fast paced where it doesn't feel like 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's
Otherwise, it's like, oh my god, this is like torture.
yeah. It's like yeah. I thought the ending was like 30 minutes ago. But,
Like,
I hate those type of movies.
Bad Boys
Where you
2.
think, oh, it should almost be over, and then it's not, and you're like, okay, well, I wish it was over.
Then that's the telling of a bad movie, though.
That is a
Yeah.
telling of a bad movie.
And this is obviously directed by Tim Burton. And I
Yeah,
remember a lot of times you told me that on Tim Burton movies, a lot of his movies are shot within a studio.
quite a few of them.
Quite a few of them.
Does like likes the Hammer look.
He
You know,
likes
Hammer Films look.
what is Hammer Films?
His films is horror movie. Well, they're actually, I guess they're made to be made anywhere, but the main English company made Hammer's films.
Yeah,
You haven't seen any Hammer films?
I don't think so. Unless I watched them right.
Count Dooku had been in a lot of them. The
Oh,
actor,
Christopher Lee.
yeah, Christopher Lee. He made a lot of them. I mean, he played various characters. He played Dracula. A lot.
Oh, I know. I think I read that. Yeah.
Hammer's film, yeah. There's a company that made a lot of films. Ingrid Pitt, she was a lady that played vampires a lot. And a lot of English actors.
And
They
this,
even did their own version of Frankenstein. They're actually, I like them. They're all, but the thing is, every one of them's in a studio pretty much. Almost
yeah.
everything's studio. I mean, even outdoors, a lot of time the outdoors, all the time, but most of the time the outdoors is outside on a set.
Also on a set, but it's not like a live
Hey, you need
environment.
to, you need to watch some Hammer films. They're pretty good.
Oh, you know
They're
what?
they're not gonna like, oh, this is amazing, but they're like, yeah, good B films.
Hey, you know what? This was a pretty good movie. Okay, it was
This was,
Scissorhands. I
this was an excellent movie.
I had never seen anything like it. Like even watching it like just like in 2021, right? Even back then, I would have never seen anything like it. Up all the way to 2021, I still haven't seen anything like this, right? How would you describe it? Is it like someone
This
that's
is
out of the ordinary?
a modern fairy tale.
A modern fairy tale. So
Yeah, I
Tim
think
Burton is really
that's
good
what
at
it's called.
these.
Well, I think the biggest thing about makes it fairy tale is the music. The music makes this movie,
Is it by
which is Danny Elfman,
Danny Elfman? Elfman or
which he
Elfman? Yeah.
which Elfman, Danny
Yeah.
Elfman. You know, he also did the soundtrack for the first Burton Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Yes.
I mean, come on,
They work a lot
he's
together. Tim Burton
oh
and
they
Danny
work
Elfman.
a lot because Elfman had a lot to do with Before Christmas.
Yes, The Nightmare
Matter
Before
of fact,
Christmas.
his idea.
What was Elfman's idea?
Yes, the
I
music he makes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes,
You know, so one of the other guys that we watch on YouTube is that Australian dude, right? So I watch him this
you
week.
like that.
Yeah, Minty comedic arts or something, and he did his top 10. Some of them I found very interesting. Like one of them is like, this was originally going to be a musical. Is that something like Tim Burton likes to do?
Yes. I don't know. He must be into it because he did another musical. What was The Butcher of Baker Street? What's it called? Sweet Todd.
Sweet Todd, yes.
But yeah, this was supposed to be. He thought about this music. He thought about a lot of things. They even thought about putting Tom Cruise as the lead. So.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
I mean, people think of a lot of stuff on the way to making a movie. So.
Yeah, I know. It's just like writing scripts and things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, all movies. I mean, you could probably claim that Iron Man was almost a musical at one time. I mean, people throw 100 ideas at the writers, you know.
Your mic is cutting in and out a bit. Maybe you not have the same setting. Now that you're talking more, it's like a echo within yourself.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really weird. But I wanna.
Sure, it's not my internet.
I don't think so because you're not cutting in and out. You just your mic is. Say something again.
How do I sound now?
Oh, it sounds different. Your first choice was better. Maybe it was your internet. Like, your first mic was better, definitely.
Was it? You have problems with my first mic. Now we're.
I apologize for this technical difficulties that we're having. Because you know what? This is an old movie, right? It feels like your setting.
It's an old movie.
Oh, this sounds better. This sounds better. Okay, so you were on the right thing. This is
original. We go back. It's probably my internet.
It's probably your internet.
It could be your internet.
It could be.
Yeah, it's probably your internet.
Yeah, I'm in I don't know, a better developed city than you are.
Not really.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Not even better. You're not really actually in a better developed city. You're not in the city anymore.
I have fiber internet. Okay, you have. What do you have? It's not satellite, right?
Yeah. No, I have wireless.
Oh, wireless. No. Like, is it broadband, DSL, fiber optics?
No.
Oh, you don't know?
Fiber optics. It's wireless, dude. Wireless.
Oh, so
it's on a dish, but it's not satellite. It's tower.
On a dish. Okay, so mine is hardwired. Okay. Well, we don't know who's better anyway. Who gives a crap?
So, yeah, come on. Let's get back to Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands. So in the beginning, it seems like an old lady. It was Winona Ryder, obviously, telling her granddaughter. Hopefully, I'm assuming they're related. It's just not some strange kid.
I'm sure it's her granddaughter.
Telling her about the story of Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
So now, I'm assuming Edward Scissorhands is a character that will not age because his heart is made of cookies.
Where'd you get his heart was made out of cookies? I didn't even get that. No, but he is an artificial person.
Artificial person, right?
Yeah, I think as the scientist or the inventor worked, he slowly replaced parts and stuff. But you had to get the layout.
And I believe this was
building people.
Like
you don't do that.
Well, you brought the Inventor, right? And I believe this is Vincent Price's last movie.
This was Vincent Price's last movie.
Yeah, and
this last time. Yeah, the last thing we saw of him on screen.
Yes,
I guess you've seen a few of his movies, right?
Yeah, his movies. He's.
Well, because you watch a lot of old movies, so I didn't know if it's.
No, I'm not familiar with Vincent Price.
House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, so he's in a lot of horror movies.
Yes.
So that's why Tim Burton picked him, right?
Yes. I mean, because I can't think of. I mean, he did sci-fi and horror movies, mainly horror movies.
Mainly horror movies.
Yeah, he's a pretty sinister character in most of his movies.
Oh, so he does play bad guys.
Yes, murderers, psychopaths.
He played the Riddler, I know. And, in the 1960 Batman.
No.
You sure?
Pretty sure. If he played the Riddler, I never saw him as the Riddler.
Well, maybe. You know what?
He did play the Riddler.
Oh, did you look that up? I have no idea.
He played Egghead.
Oh, he played Egghead. That's right. Not the Riddler.
If you actually watched the TV series, you would know.
No, because I remember him in something.
He played Egghead.
I just assumed he was the Riddler because his
No, he wasn't the Riddler. That was Frank Gershner.
Yeah, which is another actor I'm not familiar with, but we have to watch the 60s Batman soon.
Yeah, the movie. That's the movie. The series is pretty good too.
So I guess if I was watching it as a kid, right, I would. How do I want to say? I guess it doesn't. This movie doesn't really age well. Does that make sense?
I think it aged well. It's fine.
Well, I think I'm speaking in terms of like it's this day and age, right? It was really weird for a lady just to take some random person into her house with scissors for his hands.
No, because this goes back to it's a modern fairy tale.
Well, that's the fairy tale. I'm not talking about the theme.
Because well, this came out in 1990.
Yeah,
Even in 1990, that would have been weird. That was the whole point.
You know what? It would have been weird. Yeah,
Yes,
1990 would have
it's
been weird.
weird. I think in the United States, I don't know what they do in Hong Kong. Taking people with scissors on their hands would have been okay. And then the 1800s, the 1900s,
All the way to the 20th century. Now it's not okay.
yeah, go to a haunted house or a mansion on the hill and finding somebody with knives or swords and stuff on their fingers. Never normal.
It's really funny that you say it's a haunted house because the movies start with like the Avon lady, right, which is Dianne Wiest. She's trying to sell Avon, and it feels like Peggy. And it feels like no one is like. I'm thinking like, is anybody in this neighborhood who's gonna buy Avon from this lady at all?
Because the first person she goes to is who was that? Helen, or well, is actually Cachita. Is that her name? Farrell.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember the actress' name.
Oh,
but
I know she was in 2.5 Men.
Yes, she was a housekeeper in 2.5 Men, exactly. And well, I think she was in some Adam Sandler movies too. Probably
Yes, she was in some Adam Sandler movies. That's where I saw it.
Yeah. The one where was a
of course, I like it. Slide was, of course, Peggy gives her the whole Avon, and she just stands there smiling the whole. And then after the end of the ordeal, she's like, Peggy, I never buy.
Well, you know what? It could be a different day. That was the whole theme, right? Like the whole meaning. Like today could be different, and today was different.
But and then because we got to go back to Winona Ryder's character when she's old. Pans over. I think it's a model town.
Oh yeah, it's a model town.
Of it. It comes up and it goes up the hill, and there's a giant Gothic mansion, castle mansion, kind of reminiscent of Batman.
Yeah.
Mansion, sitting way up on the hill with all kinds of ghoulish statues around it, and you got what we assume is Edward looking down on the town.
Yes.
And of course we go to the Avon lady, and here's the town. The town is all these houses. Most of them don't even have windows on. They're all pastel colors. This is a real town, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pastel town. I mean, a pastel colors. Yeah.
Well, the town is an actual town they used to shoot in Florida.
Whoa.
So and they painted all the houses.
Just for this production.
Yeah, and they closed up some of the windows and made smaller windows. That way it looks kind of like nobody looks out. But the Bob Peggy's house has windows in a lot of other people's houses because she's more open, more friendly.
And what's really funny when you say the pastel colors, right? Like, if the house is red, the car is a different color. The car matches the houses, right? But not like exact match. It's like different.
Yeah, these houses, they painted everything. The doors the same. The garage doors the same. Everything's the same. And all cars from mainly the 70s.
Oh yeah, from the 70s, yes.
Because there's a Ford Maverick that Peggy drives, plus a Gremlin, a Pacer, a state wagon from way back,
and the van.
Oh yeah, and that's an 80s van.
It is an 80s van from the 80s.
Or late 70s van.
Oh, late 70s, early 80s, yeah. It's like very A-Team van, yes.
Oh yeah, very A-Team, souped up.
Yes.
So there's I don't know, because you see how the houses, the furniture, all various colors.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff like me and you were to go to a antique store, junk shop or something. This is stuff that
Salvation Army stuff, yes.
Yes, exactly. This is stuff you'd find from the 80s and 70s all in there. And the clothes they wear, they're all 70s, 80s stuff. It's like stuff my grandparents wore. I don't remember anybody. I mean, I've seen people dressed like that, like them.
You know what?
Like farmers and so forth.
Like the setting is very like, I guess in a way like a town of 50s or 60s.
I think you're not supposed to know what.
No, you don't know, but like.
No, I wouldn't say it's even near the 60s. It's more like it's 80s and 70s.
80s and 70s, okay.
Kind of lost. I mean, the cars and stuff don't ever go to the 80s, but I mean, some of the furnishings in the house do.
Wow.
Pretty much everybody's worst ideas.
Yes.
is in this town. Wow. But of course, we got Peggy. She's trying to tell Avon.
She wears purple, yeah.
Of course, the next character we get to meet is Joyce. The lonely housewife.
Yeah, the horny housewife, not lonely.
The lonely, I said lonely.
He said lonely. I said horny housewife. That was
Okay,
the
we can
first
go with-
thing immediately. Like that's her
Yeah.
character, right?
That is her character.
Is she smokes all the time.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
people smoked once upon a time.
Yeah, that was the back then when you could smoke a lot in the movies. And I thought, oh, what was this waiter? Because like her character was very raunchy, right? Like immediately, like what the heck's going on?
Oh, she was just a little.
She needs to hum something. That's what it is. And then they show her husband one time, and I can't remember what that dude looks like now.
Yeah, well, he always wore that jumpsuit get up, which I don't think people used to wear those. People actually wore those. People still wear those. Older people wear them.
Really?
The little jumpsuit deal with their name initialed on it or something. I never got that. I thought, man, I don't ever want to really be that guy. But hey, yeah,
Well,
I know certain people still wear that.
They said this film is really based on Tim Burton's Isolation.
Well, his early life.
Yeah, early life. I guess when he was.
Let me put it this way: if you're a nerd, this is based on your isolation too.
Yes, I highly agree. Yeah.
I'm just to say, yeah, I like this movie. You know why I like it? Because I can identify with this movie.
Yeah, it's the identification towards the character of Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're alone. You want to be with other people, but you just don't fit in.
It's kind of like what is that other movie that's in the 2000 Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not exactly like it's just an awkward. Yeah,
it's
introvert.
Awkward. I mean, that was intentionally awkward, and the guy was just straight up weird.
Well, you can say Edward is weird too.
No, not intentionally like that. I
I
feel more like Napoleon's intentionally just weird.
Yeah, Napoleon is weird.
Plus, he didn't have scissors on his hand. He had a hairdo.
It's his fro. Well, you know what? Edward Scissorhands have a different hairdo too.
He had an awesome hair. He had a hairdo more like the director.
It's like was it like based on Tim Burton?
Tim Burton's hair is all wild. You ever because you had those Batman trading cards.
Yes.
Oh, didn't it show you behind the scenes?
Yeah, it looked like he just rolled out of bed and like, okay, let's just shoot this movie. And like, hey, you want to fix it yourself?
The cult was a big thing. The group, the cult.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought about getting them to do the music.
Oh, really?
Which because we know one of their songs. We heard one of their songs is in Ant-Man.
Oh.
When Ant-Man is fighting against the yellow jacket inside the suitcase.
Yes.
Or briefcase.
Yeah, the briefcase. Wow.
So,
I know from Minty's video, he said the hairstyle is based on Robert Smith from The Cure. Do you know who?
Oh, it's The Cure.
Yeah, The Cure. You said The Cult. Okay, I thought that's what you meant.
I thought it was The Cult, and I'm probably wrong. I don't know why I said The Cult. It was The Cure.
Wow. And what is one of the things that like Johnny Depp, even though he's the main star of the movie, right? He has the least amount of line because he doesn't talk much.
Well, most of his but it's all facial expression.
It's facial expressions, yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's the first part of a movie making was, anyways.
Yeah.
Because it got to start with movies that didn't have sound, so everything had to be portrayed through facial expressions.
And he had to lose like 20 more pounds just to fit in that suit that he was wearing the whole time.
Yeah, the black leather suit.
The black leather suit. Like, man, how he's not even big dude to begin with. He had to lose 20 more pounds just to fit in that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, he's already on 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he was on 21 Jump Street. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
And he got Winona Ryder to be in the movie because it was supposed to be Drew Barrymore.
No, they thought about having Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, because
they never picked her.
Yeah. I think it's because it was his girlfriend.
No, she wasn't his girlfriend yet.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Or maybe he wanted to be his girlfriend.
Well, I'm sure they did, but remember, Winona Ryder was in Beetlejuice, and that's why she this role.
Yeah, Winona Ryder was in Beetlejuice, yes.
Tim Burton.
I feel like I enjoy a lot of Tim Burton's, like, I guess in the 90s, late 80s, 90s movie, you know?
Yeah, early 90s. I mean,
well, this is 1990s, so yeah.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman, Big Tommy.
Yes.
It was a Great Adventure.
Pee Wee's Great Adventure.
Batman Returns. I mean, come on. That was the time that
Tim Burton was to frame.
I was like a huge Tim Burton fan during the 90s.
Well, still could be a huge Tim Burton fan, right?
I'm still a Tim Burton fan, but not as much No, I
No,
don't. I
not
mean,
as much.
yeah, not as much. I'm not going to the theater to see a Tim Burton movie anymore.
I think
And I also a big fan of the Danny Elfman. I almost
Yeah.
bought all the soundtrack. I don't have the soundtrack to this movie though, which is hard to find, and it's to me the best soundtrack he produced.
you can't find this soundtrack really.
Well, it's kind of hard because it once it didn't have the music on it.
Ah.
It's like crap.
You know what? I think all the way up to Moss Attacks, I stopped watching Tim Burton. Well, I seen Big Fish and Planet of the Apes, but I never seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, lucky.
Oh, you seen it?
I don't know. We'll have to view it. The original is still better.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
yeah.
they're already thinking about making another one with somebody else.
Of course, right? Like, it will never stop because the story is there. It's a thing that will work. Come on.
Yeah,
A movie that advertises to kids like, hey, you want to go to a place that you go to where a factory where they make candy for free? That sounds awesome.
They don't make candy for free. You gotta buy the candy. It's just a trip.
Oh, it's just a trip for free.
And
Like,
if
you
you
have to
ever
get
been
a
to the movie,
ticket.
look at all the kids that ate candy for free at that trip.
Yes.
They all died or
You
perished
know?
or something bad happened to them. One girl turned into a blueberry. So don't eat candy for free, kids.
All right,
It's
let's
just
go back to the
not worth
movie. Honey Housewife, and then we go back to I think Peggy was about to give up, and then that's when she saw the mansion.
Yeah, she's that mansion where she's still being,
Oh, my-
you can't miss it.
She just goes inside the house, like
Yeah. I mean, she just drives up there. I'm like, the gate is falling down. The trees are all dead. It's like, I'm gonna drive up there. You know, you're not selling anything. She probably never sells anything. Because there is a scene where she's at that girl's house and that young girl.
Oh yeah, so she's not
She's
gonna
pretty
buy
free.
anything.
Yeah, she's like, you don't think I really have any money, do you?
Yeah, I thought that was funny, right? She thought she was gonna make a sale. Like, what, for real?
Oh no, I'm like, what? And after something like that, you got to go up to the haunted house.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you keep calling it a haunted house, but is it a? Well, I guess.
Well, you got to think the
where you
people
look
thought
at
it was haunted
Yeah, the people did thought it was haunted.
because there's somebody living there and things are constantly changing, but nobody ever sees anybody. So that's the definition of a haunted house.
You know what? I always thought of like now as now that I'm an adult, right? And when I was a little kid, when we were like, who's paying for the mortgage? I guess the
It's
house is already
abandoned.
paid for.
I'm sure it's abandoned. Maybe it's on an estate. Who knows?
I guess I didn't know how that works. Maybe it was paid for, and then when he grew old and died, right? Like he didn't leave a will. No one's trying to take it. I guess
Somebody
so.
probably would, but
Because this is a fairy tale. We don't have to worry about things like
exactly.
this.
If we're gonna start asking questions, then we're gonna
Bring up
ruin
the movie. Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna ruin the movie. This is not a question. This is just to watch it.
Well, I did like that Peg when she sees Edward, right? She was afraid of him at first. But
Well,
then
yeah,
when
'cause-
Edward has said that, like, when he said in that little childish voice, like, don't go.
Yeah. Well, she's.
Is what?
I like it. She's like, oh, I see. I disturbed you. Yeah, he's coming over with his
Yeah. There's
things out.
knives.
And of course, he tells her he's not finished.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I noticed her thing is to ask questions. She asks you like 100 questions.
Oh,
before
yeah.
you can even get an answer out. Are you cold? Are you okay? Are you hot? Are you hungry? So then finally she's like, hey, where's your parents? And he's like, hey, he didn't wake up.
Yeah, he didn't wake up. Yeah, because that was really creepy. Like, because if you don't know anything about the movie, right? It's just this kid that's living in this big old mansion without any adult supervision.
But yeah, and he's all wrapped up in this suit with just belts, constant holding all his guts in. I'm thinking,
Yeah. So in a way, he's a foster child.
yeah, if you call an artificial human a foster child.
Well, you don't know he's an artificial human at this point. He's just like a dude.
But I do. If I could run across a guy with a leather suit and belts and stuff, looks like that. Yeah, I know they're artificial.
He just haven't been outside in a while, okay? He doesn't know what the current trend is.
Yeah. In the house, yeah. Well, he's in a house that the roof is already fell in.
Yeah,
Plus,
the
we
roof is
forgot
on
to
fire.
show that when she walks through the courtyard, it's all scary, okay? All gargoyles and stuff. As soon as she goes to the gate, it's all green. And nothing but bush. It's like going to Disneyland, all stuffed down in one deal. You see all the like he's got what is it, a big old hand, it's a bush cut into like the shape of a hand.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Yes, dinosaurs. All the landscaping is all, I guess, trimmed by Edward, obviously.
Yeah, and it's all flowers. All flowers.
Yes, all flowers. So I guess he's the one. He's the gardener in a case.
So yeah, well, and the thing is, if you're to see it's evil in there, you're gonna go, hey, these people are friendly.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, y'all like that, definitely. Like, oh, these people are cool. Of course,
she walks in the house. The house is this big open castle-looking thing.
Yes.
With all the machinery on the corner.
Inside is very gloomy.
Yeah, and the machines have belts on. What's the deal with all the belts? It's always a little obsessive with belts.
I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Last time, machines don't gotta hold their pants up.
No.
Machines don't wear pants.
Yeah.
But they do in Edward Scissorhands.
So, so Peggy takes I almost said Johnny.
Edward.
Edward in her car, and she just takes him home. And I like how this scene, right? Like all the neighbors are nosy. Like they know it's Peggy driving, right? Like she got some guy in her car. Have you seen him before? Did she say anything to you? No, she didn't say anything to me. Like who is this guy? Who's that guy? It feels like this is a very small neighborhood, like where everybody knows each other, right? Because the town is really small, and everybody has to be in everybody's business, like whether you like it or not.
Well, notice that none of the women work.
No, none of the women work.
Which is still strange in the 1990s too.
It is, yeah.
See, that's where it matches the 1950s right there.
Yes, that's what I think. That's what I get that from, the 1950s feeling when the men came back from war and all the men work in a day and then the woman doesn't have to. So I guess it really depends on Tim Burton's upbringing. Whenever he was born, he probably lived to that life where none of the mothers work, right?
Maybe some. I mean, he's from California.
You know,
but I mean, this is the thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't really know how old Burton is. I mean,
I don't know how old he was in.
But anyways, it's probably similar to his neighborhood. But there was like, I mean, that was people in the 80s did too. I'm sure. But you notice all the women stay. Okay, yeah. Then this surprises his life. But you know, most women stay out until all the husbands. You see it that when the sun goes down, all the men come driving.
Yeah, all they come back from work. Yes. Oh, we forgot this one lady, the crazy. Well, I want to say crazy. The church lady.
We can get back to her when we talk about Edward House.
Oh yeah, but no, when they show the housewife, they show the church lady too.
Yeah, we already skipped a large part of it, anyways, because you know, Pat gets him home and then gives him clothes to wear.
Yes. Oh
and
yes.
She puts in her daughter's room to sleep.
Yep.
For the night. The thing is that the daughter's room has a water bed. Who would put a guy? I mean, I know she did that through, but a guy with scissors and water bed would not go together. Never.
That was the time when water beds are popular, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they were going away. I never owned a water bed.
I never owned a water bed too, because
doesn't really seem like a good idea. But yeah, I knew people owned them. I knew people. But most of the people I knew owned them did that mainly in the 80s. Maybe that's a big deal in the 80s.
It's a big deal in the 80s. I remember there's quite a few 80 movies where they have water beds.
Yeah, deal in the 80s. Because I slept on a water bed once. You always wake up on another part of the bed.
Yeah, it's just
like sometimes it's like one water. You know,
it's weird.
It's like you float around at night while you're asleep. I'm like, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. You look like you're at your bed if something goes wrong. There's a hole or something. You're all like, what? Anyways, Hope's the hole in the waterbed. It bothers me. We're not supposed to ask questions, but I had to ask it. He puts a stuffed animal over the hole in the waterbed. Why didn't the waterbed go in?
Oh yeah, it's the fantasy thing, you know. Like you said, we opened that wormhole.
I'm sure they probably patched it. They probably have a patch kit.
Yeah, for a waterbed, yes.
If you owned a waterbed, you had to have a patch kit.
It's that flex tape they have now. They actually had it back in the 80s.
No, flex tape wasn't invented yet.
Or duct tape. They will work for a while.
Yeah, duct tape won't last very long. But hey, like I said, they had silk kits.
Yes.
So that's the deal. But he gets clothes. He puts the clothes on, cuts the clothes.
The button-up shirt.
Yeah, the button-up shirts and pants and suspenders.
Suspenders. That was a nice touch.
This is pretty much his clothes the rest of the movie.
Yes, because he still wear that leather thing. He just wear the clothes on top over it.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking the leather thing and the belt's probably like skin.
What? Yes.
Holding all his.
That's
organs.
holding his. Oh, yeah, that's his skin. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't get it. We find out later. It was a process because you can see it. There's a book that is on the desk that shows the idea of how he's going to change as the scientist built to work on.
Oh yeah.
Or the inventor work. It's probably called him inventor because I don't know anything. Inventors can build people.
So the clothes represents the new skin and the new location.
Yeah, well, I think the clothes would represent him trying to make him fit in.
Yes, the clothes would represent him for fit in. Is that he's trying to be a new version of himself, or whatever Peg is trying to do. Big normal.
Peggy want to make him more like them.
Yeah, more like them, more normal, acceptable.
Yeah, I mean she has good intentions. So.
You know, this movie didn't actually play out the way I thought it would. Like people are really interested in the new person. No one made fun of him immediately.
A lot of people ignored it. Did you find that kind of strange?
Yes.
He had scissors up for hands, and that's like, oh, that's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's acceptable. Like, immediately acceptable.
Well, it is the end of the movie.
Yeah, until the end of the movie.
But it had most of it had nothing to do with scissors on his hands.
No, it doesn't. It's like, it's this new person, right? Brings so much new things to the town.
Yes.
Right? Because, you know, I like when they get home and all the housewives got together as a collective group and they knocked on Peggy's door just to see how she's doing.
Yeah. And then, of course, they push they all, like at the time, when are you going to introduce your friend? You're going to have a barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Peggy's like yelling at her husband. And she goes, oh, it's going to be at 5, right? And it's like, she keeps yelling at her husband. And that, I mean, Joyce her character is so pushy.
It is. It's just totally pushover. That's why Ed was in her house.
Well, no, I mean, Peg's a pushover, but I mean, Joyce is pushy.
Yo, Joy, yeah. The Joyce is
the housewife.
The housewife. I like that we just call her the housewife.
Yeah, the housewife. Well, one of the housewives. She's the lonely housewife.
The lonely one, yes. I bet you if she was the one who gone up to the house, right, she would just keep going to the house every day. that would be a different movie.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked.
It's a different boy fantasy movie, that I could say.
But the thing is, after Peg tries to work on help him with his face and stuff.
Yes.
Talks about getting it. The first time says, maybe I got a doctor friend who can help you.
Yes, you know what?
All happy.
That was a good connection, by the way. She's the Avon lady, so she tried to use makeup to cover up the scars.
Yes.
And, he cut himself. So I thought that was really nice.
Plus, she also says, hey, I'm going to get you a doctor.
Yeah, the doctor. He's like, okay. He's like so innocent and naive.
Then that's when they're eating supper.
Yeah. With their son.
Yeah, with their son Kevin.
He's like,
you just said they're staring at Edward, and Edward is trying to eat things with those scissors.
And the boy is like, can I take him for show and tell?
Of course, the husband's there. That's who's played by Alan Arkin.
Is it? Yeah, Alan Arkin. Yes.
Yes, I like his character because he's like, hey, Ed, and then Peg's like, his name's Edward. He goes, it must get lonely up there, Ed. And she goes, it's named Edward. Of course, Edward looks at her, what? I'm just your name. I'm just telling him your name's Ed.
Yeah, he's not used to I guess the short version of his name. I guess he would never heard it before. Edward.
I'm sure she just wants them to treat him proper. Same, yeah.
Don't be so surprised. Don't act the way that I guess people do now. Just acceptance.
Yeah, I mean, because actually now we talk about the kids, the only one actually thought scissors on his hands were cool.
Yes, of course he's a kid. I think it's still cool. Like, oh, does this have scissors for his hands?
Scissors. This guy's got scissors for his hands. He can't eat any peas. Of course, he can put butter on his bread real easy. With
oh, yeah. I thought he said yes, please. I did think about he wasn't human because he was eating.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I want to tell you, the story I read about this is Tom Cruise is actually up for the role of Edward Scissorhands.
I read that too. Tom Cruise.
Did you read that? And he had a lot of questions like, how does this guy eat? How does this guy go to the bathroom? How does this do that? And they're like, we don't need Tom Cruise. Which to me actually was like, Tom Cruise really wants to go.
Well, they thought about Gary Oldman, Jim Carrey, and Tom Hanks, but even Robert Downey Jr.
They thought about a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. I have a whole list of people. Michael Jackson was one of them.
And I kind of think a lot of that was bull.
Oh, you think so? It's hard to say now, you know.
Michael Jackson, come on. He sings. I can't sing as an actor. Even though Captain EO was pretty awesome.
Yeah, see, it just really depends on director, actually.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the story, because I mean, every time you read anything about all the roles, I'm like, I have a cast. A lot of people show up. That's how Hollywood works.
Yeah, it's just people audition for the role. Yeah.
So I mean, putting a bunch of names on there doesn't do anything. Because I'm happy with Johnny Depp in this one.
Yeah, and I think Johnny Depp actually wanted to play this character too.
Oh, he didn't want. I think he really wanted to play.
Yeah, he really wanted to play this character.
And this was more in his style.
Yeah, what is Johnny Depp's style?
Craziness.
Is it really?
He likes crazy characters. You saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but then I've seen all of that obviously. But then I see a lot of his other roles. I guess his most serious role is Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. But he's a character.
He's a good character. And my favorite role as Johnny Depp is what's the one with Benicio del Toro? Fear and Loading in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that is
the rider.
That is totally off the wall. I had to watch that movie twice.
But I think there's more things off the wall characters than he is serious, just regular serious character.
Yeah.
Thing he likes, because I mean he was in Platoon as a regular soldier.
Oh, I never seen Platoon.
I mean he wasn't even a standout character in the movie.
Oh, it was just like an extra, right?
He's just a background soldier.
He wasn't. Johnny Depp wasn't in The Outsider, because everybody was in that movie.
I wasn't in that movie.
I mean, actors like Rob Lowe, Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Not Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise.
You gotta be specific sometimes. Okay?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Everybody, yeah, I wasn't in that movie either. I would be really weird.
No, obviously. I haven't even seen that movie, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so where were we? Oh, we're at the dinner part.
Well, yeah. Well, past the dinner. Let's go ahead and pass that dinner, because we already got the meet the dad.
Well, we meet the dad, and I forgot to talk about when he first saw Winona Ryder's picture,
the
facial
when he first
expression.
showed up the house, he saw Rachel. We see Winona Ryder. Plays the music.
Yep.
He's in love.
He's in love.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened after the dinner? Like they get ready for the barbecue, right?
Well, the next deal is where they're in the backyard. We see the dad cutting.
Oh, yes.
Coffee.
They were listening to the baseball game.
And they're listening to the baseball game, and of course, he's out there with the trimmers.
Yes.
And Edward sees him with the trimmers. He walks over to that bush, and this is the first time we see his skills where he clicks the hero. And like the baseball game, because the baseball game plays into this.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes, because they hit a home run and everybody's cheering. And then while they're cheering, they turn and they go, "Hey, Dad, look!" They see that bush and he got his hands up. He's made this big old dinosaur thing.
The dinosaur cut, and then and then Dad was like, "Holy moly!"
Yeah, because you see all the people cheering on the radio.
Yes.
It's kind of like it was him.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so it played into that. It also had that scene, where he's sitting there in the backyard and the dad's watching the TV.
Yeah.
The dad's watching the TV. He's watching bowling because he's a bowling champion or a big bowler.
Yes.
You even see the statue because that's what he does. So he's sitting there on the lawn chair outside watching bowling on the TV. Well, the sun sets. Edward cuts a bush and makes it look like the four members of the family.
4 members of the family, yes.
I like it how he goes, yep. He goes, Ed, you got the whole family there. Of course, the son gets the hose. He starts to spray off his scissor hands, and he's like, "Hey, son, that's
don't use water, use oil. Yeah, you gotta grease
the oil can." Of course, that's when we meet the local Christian lady.
Christian lady, yeah, she's the devil.
Esmeralda. Here's the weird thing, because you notice it's supposed to be the Christian lady, right?
Yep.
But all her dresses are red. Inside her house is red. Everything is red, like the devil.
Like the devil, yes. Was her dress is red? I can't remember. I don't remember. I remember her house was red.
Well, I think the first time we see her dress isn't, but I know during Christmas her dress is red.
Maybe she's Catholic.
No, I think she was kind of made to look more evil
Than she is.
than she. Well, she's like so Christian that she's actually not.
She didn't have the biggest
She's a
role in the
hypocrite. Let's
movie.
just put it this way.
She's a huge hypocrite. I thought so too. I did not like this lady. I like the horny housewife, obviously.
And of course, she walks in. She's like yelling, telling them that he's evil and he's from hell. And
Yeah.
you know, get rid of it. And of course, that's what you're talking about. The scene where the bell rings, Meg has to run in.
Yeah.
That's when all the laser. And here comes Isabella around the corner. She's yelling, "The perversion of nature." And of course, Joyce, the lonely housewife. Ooh, that sounds awesome. She's like, "I'm really gonna meet this guy."
Yes.
He's a weird sicko.
That is so funny.
Oh, then they all leave. They're gonna have a barbecue.
Yes, they have a barbecue. I like that. Like everybody was so accepting to him.
It's funny because it shows the backyard, the little backyard with all these people crammed in this little backyard. So you have no choice but to talk to each other.
Yes.
I mean, you sure couldn't do this during COVID.
Yeah, you can't do that. You'd be like, "What the heck's going on?"
But he's opening people's beer cans with his scissors.
Yeah, he just.
Oh, it was something else. Because everybody. Plus, he's got that old man comes up to him. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're handicapped, son.
Yeah, I like that.
He's another hypocrite too.
Yeah, it is a hypocrite, but that scene was really good though when he was talking to the old man.
Yeah, the old man knocks on his leg.
Yeah.
Puts his shrapnel. He's got a wood, probably a hollow prosthetic leg, but still. Plus, he's got the shish kebab where of course all the women come around.
Yes.
And they're all to feed him because they want him to cut their stuff and their for the housewife.
For the housewife.
But I like it when he raises his hands, he goes, "Oops up." He goes, his mouth full. He goes, yeah. He goes, "Those are shish kebabs." It was just a figure of speech, Edward.
Yes. Yes.
You didn't learn to not take things so literally.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah.
It's a big deal because he's never lived with people, so he doesn't get.
Yeah, it's just like it's like Drex. He takes everything literally, right? Because
more like Sheldon Cooper sometimes.
Like who?
Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, Sheldon Cooper. Yes, the genius. No, you're right. Yeah, because take everything literally, and wasn't it this scene?
But a lot of people are making jokes at his expense, though.
Yes.
Because remember the kids asking if he wants to play paper, rock, scissors?
Yeah, right, yes.
He can only do scissors.
Kids are always mean,
Well, that's not the only thing. Remember when Joyce's husband finally shows up?
Yeah.
Then he goes up to him, Edward, you want to play cards with the guy? He's like, "Yeah, please." And like, "Well, but you can't cut."
Yeah. Those are really lame, like sarcastic jokes, right?
Oh, well, because it's pretty just to show you they're jerks, huh?
Yeah. It didn't seem that way to me, but like these are really lame jokes, man. Can you try harder?
Yeah, a lot of people are being nice,
Being nice, but a jerk.
Be nice to appear nice.
Yes, to appear nice.
Nice. Yeah, you those people who want to do charity because their friends are doing charity, but they don't really want to do charity.
It's just, dang it, I'm caught in the middle.
Yeah, you always see those people that want to do charity, but they don't really want to do charity. They just want everybody to see that they're.
Just they're showcasing a alternative version of themselves.
Exactly.
The version that they want people to like. And Edward is the only person. Well, Edward is the only one that's really being himself.
Yes.
And all these hypocrites. Yeah.
Pretty much just fake. Well, I mean, Peg's not fake.
No, Peg's not fake.
She's actually cherub.
Yes. She should be the Christian lady.
She probably is a Christian lady, but the other lady advertises that she's the Christian lady.
Yeah, the other lady definitely.
Those people in our world. I'm a Christian, but I hate you for doing.
Yeah, because that's what Christians do.
Yeah, it's like what? I don't think you got it down yet. Maybe you need to go back to Bible school because you got something wrong.
You gotta stop holding that book.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put that book down before you burn the flames.
Yeah, I know it burns your fingers every time you hold that book up.
Oh no, I smell something searing. It smells like bacon.
Put down the crucifix too. The finger smells like bacon. We're being so mean to this lady, the marketing church lady.
We're supposed to be mean to this. You're not supposed to like this character.
I kept thinking she was wearing purple too, but I guess you're right. She was wearing red.
I think she started off with the purple dress. I think
okay.
You're right. I think the first we saw purple, but during Christmas it was black and red.
Oh well, Christmas is black and red because it's Christmas.
Christmas is black and red.
For Santa, black, red, and white.
Santa Claus is white, red, green, blue. A lot of colors. Black is not a Christmas color, really.
His belt is black.
Oh, he's got a belt, so he has a belt and boots.
And his boots, yeah.
No.
Come on, like when you put like a Santa color, right? It's mostly red and white, and then some black.
Well, colors red and black. Okay.
Yeah, white and red. Yes, definitely.
That's more Santa Claus.
But
white and red.
But this lady is not Santa Claus, okay? She's
not Santa Claus.
Some kind of evilness.
Just kind of. She's like I said, she's just straight hypocrite.
Yeah. So she's straight up hypocrite. You're right.
So I can't remember what's the next thing is. I can't remember what the next scene is. Did you make notes for this?
I didn't make notes for this because it was such
first movie you ever made notes for.
Yeah, because this movie was so short, right? I
this
felt like
movie was really short. Well,
like
anyhow, we can do all shoot the name because they had them all in the line. All the women, all the housewives. Well, no, he's going around and he's cutting people's yards. He's trimming up the deals. And there's this one lady. She's watering the yard.
Yes.
Trimming up the deal.
The dog comes back.
Exactly. The dog is not even. He trims the dog. He cuts the hair. And then all of a sudden, all you see a lot. See, here's like it's
dude.
You see a bush, you just see like part of the bush fly out.
Yeah.
Or you'll see like hair flying out. You never really see.
I was really impressed with that. It was like a doodle, right? Like that was a really good haircut.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he cuts the hair and then you see this like it's not even the same dog, okay?
Yes.
The dog is not even the same breed of dog.
and you know what's really funny? I think after he cut all the dog's hair, right? And like the dad, one scene is like, dude, you can't stop. You can't just cut people's things for free, You can't just get paid in cookies.
Yeah, well, that's later on in the movie.
Yeah, it's later on, but
yeah, well, the thing after the dog's hair, and then of course you shoot all the housewives with everyone has a dog that looks like criminal.
I remember what it is. That night of the day of the barbecue, right? That night, the daughter comes back. That's when you see her boyfriend is a jerk.
Yeah, I didn't think he came back. I thought that was later on in the movie, but
I think it was kind of
right, here. We'll go ahead and go with that. Yeah, because she shows up and they come from the camping in the mountains.
Yeah.
The rainstorms, and finally they come back and he's in that bed sleeping.
Yeah.
But before he goes to that, it shows one night where he's sleeping, and we get to see more of the story. How he was made.
Yes, that's right.
He's sitting there and he remembers.
He remembers the
machine. He sees certain things, yeah. Because I forgot what he saw. The blender. Didn't he see a blender?
Yes, when the type making the whatever dinner or whatever.
Yeah, she's talking about all this stuff, and we get to see the scene. Well, that's when we see Vincent Price.
Yeah, it brings his memory back of how he was created.
Yeah, because there's two memories, and I don't remember what order they. There's the one where he's built, because Vincent Price sees his machine, happy about this machine. It makes Christmas cookies.
Yes, it makes Christmas cookies.
Almost Christmas is a big part of the movie. This, by the way, is a Christmas movie.
Oh, that's right. It started off as Christmas.
He was born on Christmas in a way.
Yes.
Because it starts off with a guy making Christmas cookies. And then he looks at one of the robots that looks like a man. He puts the heart cookie over his heart. And he thinks, I want to have my kid. So he builds one. And then we go to another scene where he's teaching Edward etiquette. They set at the table, and Edward's still in pieces being assembled. And he's sitting there and he's like telling them about table etiquette. And then he tells a joke. I like it. Tell Paul a little joke.
Yeah.
Great. He goes, it tears here and there, but it's the same or something. And of course, Edward's got a little. He goes, you can smile. It's funny.
Yes. Yeah,
and of course,
etiquette and everything.
Yeah, we see all those, and then there will be another flashback, but mainly those are the flashbacks. There's that scene where he's laying in the waterbed. Kim comes in, the daughter. She gets out of bed. You see the boyfriend's a jerk. By the way, I'm pointing out the boyfriend.
Yeah.
He was in some movies, a lot of movies with Robert Downey Jr. Usually plays a nerd. He also played Rusty in a Family Vacation.
No.
Yes, he was Rusty.
So he's
an
Oswald.
Yeah, he was an Oswald.
What was the boyfriend's name? Is it Jim?
Yeah.
Anthony
Jim.
Michael Hall.
Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall. And he was Jim in the movie.
Oh, 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, well, he was also what was it called? Weird Science.
Weird Science.
Yeah, which is was a big thing.
Oh.
Robert Downey Jr. Weird Science, but not a main character. But he was also in 16 Candles. He was in all those huge movies.
Yeah, so he was a big star back then. Yeah.
He was up and coming, pretty big star. So yeah.
He played a pretty good jerk in this movie. He plays a witch.
The thing is, Kim was in there. It doesn't even look, Edward Scissorhands. He doesn't know what to do.
No, they scream, right? Because obviously, like, somebody else is in the room.
She looks in the mirror and he's laying there in the corner.
I did like that. Like, they did that on purpose. Like, she came back home early. Remember?
Yeah, she came back home early. Didn't call her parents or anything.
Yep. Well,
we
this is
also found
before
out in
cell
the scene.
phones.
We also found out in this scene that we're reminded that the boyfriend's a rich kid.
Yes, boyfriend's a rich kid.
Yep. But yeah, Edward's just said. I'm sure it looked like Count Dracula laying in her bed. she's like trying to pick a pimple or something. And she's screaming.
Oh yeah, because he was in the mirror.
Yeah, he scares the crap out of him, so he slices the water bed off.
He keeps slicing the water bread.
And then you see it. You see the scene in the hallway. I love the scene because it's in the hallway. You hear her.
Yeah.
See her run out. The parents come out. The little brother comes out.
Yeah.
Then Edward comes out. He starts walking the wrong way. The dad grabs it.
Yeah, the dad grabs it
back to the back. and they finally get her come down. And of course, the dad takes Edward down into
the basement. Yes, to get him a drink. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love this because he pours him he opens the head and he kind of looks to make sure Peg's not around.
Yeah.
He pours him a whiskey.
And he tells him it's lemonade.
Yeah, he's like, what is it? Lemonade?
Lemonade.
Of course, he's trying to pick up the glass and finally the dad throws that straw in there and he just sucks it down like it's nothing.
Oh my God, drinking whiskey to a straw.
Oh yeah, that'll mess you up. Of course, the dad is dusting off his trophy. And I like it. He tells him, he goes, welcome to the wonderful world of teenage girls.
Yes.
You never had experience with living up that castle. I like it because they hit this age and they just get these glands and their whole bodies swell up and they go crazy. He keeps saying it. He goes, I don't know. They're crazy. I try to think about it. And of course, Kim's like, why is he going to stay here? Why don't he stay somewhere else? Of course, the mom's like, gives the speech that moms give their kids. You would have done the same thing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Now let's go upstairs and you scared him to death. Let's apologize.
Apologize to a stranger that I've never seen before.
Of course, they get down. She's like looking at him like,
he's weird. Yeah, like she looks at him weird. This is the first time, like, from her character or from any character that looks at Edward the way that she does.
Yeah. Well, she's a teenage girl. She is.
Yeah. They're judgmental, yes.
You got that right.
Yeah, they're very judgmental.
Yeah, I remember. Being teenagers.
So, it's really funny. Like, the girls does that, right? Louis C.K., the comedian, before he got in trouble, he said boys and girls are different, right? Boys, they will damage something that you can put a price on. Girls, they'll damage your soul.
He goes, I just crapped on my soul.
They crap on my soul. That's exactly what she did there. Actually, she's been doing the whole thing like ever since this part when she meets him, right?
Well,
she treats him different.
They're the typical teen. All of them, all the teenagers, her and her friends are typical teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see this. This is like Tim Burton's life. I mean, this is a lot of people's lives, especially if you're a nerd.
Oh, I know. I totally understand this part. Yes.
I mean, come on. There's popular kids, and that's who they are.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else. And then there's the weirdos.
Well, now how like just you mentioning that is how different and weird the world is.
Right, come on, this video I want to like it because it reminds me of being in high school.
Yeah. And high school is not like that anymore, according to the new 21 Jump Street, which is also has Johnny Depp. It's really weird, right? You remember 21 Jump Street, where like the nerds are the cool kids now.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
And that may just be a lie.
Oh, I don't know. No, well, no, I can't, I kind of believe that because like now, everybody into superheroes, video games, and like computers.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. That wasn't at a time when we were in high school. It was like that. Now it is.
What I don't understand is, you notice that you meet people nowadays, and you remember them being the cool kid. They're like, oh yeah, I watch Star Wars. I'm on Star Wars. And it was, oh, I was in Star Wars. You're lying. It's a crap. I saw you in high school. You didn't do that. You probably watched a couple movies and thought you owned some action.
Hey, they they're closet nerds. Okay, that's what that is.
Yeah, right. Closet something else.
Hey, what you want to believe? What they want to believe?
We see that Johnny Depp. He's like, he starts making that sucking noise, and then he falls.
Yeah.
Almost hits Peggy and Kim.
You know what?
The dad's, they're all kind of passed out too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Now I remember like that. Now after that scene at the night, right? Is the next scene is when after he drinks the lemonade and he's with that housewife.
Yeah.
He was trimming her bushes, like literally.
That's so wrong. Yes. He was making a figure. He was two sons kissing. Okay, we need to specify what we're talking about. And of course, she's making him lemonade, and she's a little dog, and she keeps kicking that dog.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the part. Like we understand him. Like he only knows one thing of lemonade, so he thought that was the same thing.
Yeah. When she goes, "Your lemonade," and he looks.
Yeah, he's like,
he throws
lemonade.
Up.
Yeah.
I guess he threw up on her shoes or something.
Shoes or I don't know, in the bush that he was trimming, I guess.
Yeah.
That was how I think brings it to the dog scene, right?
I can't remember if we already saw if that was the dog scene or not, because I almost it was another scene, because remember he was cutting another lady's house, and that's when we see the boyfriend.
Yeah, the boyfriend. He's picked up Kim, like, oh, she's waiting for you, Edward. He's being a real jerk.
Because he gives him a hard time because he runs out of the house. He yells at her, "Hey Kim!"
Oh yeah, hey Kim, yeah.
And of course, here comes that lady. She's like, "Hey, here's your cookies." He doesn't. He turns around and see it. He can't get the cookies because he has no hands.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't think that they forget the time. And of course, then the next scene is where they're eating at his house. Yeah, Kim and her two friends. Her that girl, the blonde girl, was I can't remember how many characters it was, but it was Jim. It's probably all of them.
A lot of them, yeah, like they're friends.
Of course, Edward is using his scissors to try to cut meat. He's cutting. I guess it was a roast.
Yeah, he was cutting roast for the whole family.
And of course, Jim's sitting there talking about how rich his family is, and of course, everybody's envious of him. And that's when he learns that his dad is so tight, won't let him share with his equipment. He's got like he's talking about how nice of a VCR he has.
Yeah, his 4 heads. Wow, 4-head VCR,
whoa.
man.
Man, I can't wait till the 6-head comes out.
I remember that back in the day, like when we first moved to this country, right? Like we're in New York, we had a 2-head VCR. Like it was a big thing back then. I can't even remember what the difference is now. 2 heads and 4 heads. I don't know the difference
at all because I can't remember. Because let me put it this way: we didn't get a VCR until they were like very cheap.
Yeah, really cheap. Yeah.
Let me put it this way: by the time we get a VCR, people are getting like Laserdisc and all this other crap.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why VCRs are cheap. Yeah, Laserdisc
came out in
I remember
like my cousin. I remember my cousins having VCRs and stuff. Those big deals. And they're like, "Oh, it's so and so." I'm like, whatever.
We had a Laserdisc.
And it's got that wood grain on it.
We had a Laserdisc player, man. We had I think one of the first movies we got was Jurassic Park, and The Fugitive.
And The Fugitive, okay.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
That's it. Yeah, I had 2 movies on it.
Like a lot of people don't remember Laserdisc, right? It's the one that like, okay, you play side A. Now I tell you, like, you had to change this big old disc to side B to play the other.
I mean, I don't even seen a Laserdisc. I just remember seeing it in the magazine.
Oh no, yeah, it's. You know why it's so.
What's funny was it's the advertisement for Terminator.
Oh yes.
The Laserdisc.
Laserdisc was really popular with like a lot of Chinese people, right? Asians, because of karaoke.
Oh, is that why? Okay, it's
Yeah.
not because it was made over there.
It's not because of the movie. It's because of karaoke.
Okay, that's because it was made over there.
Yeah. Oh no, it's mostly karaoke.
Because Super Falcon system
Yeah.
was Japan. That's where everybody had one.
I mean, like, who has Laserdisc nowadays, right?
I don't know anybody has lasers. I really never knew any had a laser.
Yeah. Just this is all talk just because we're talking about VCR.
Yeah, VCR. Well,
Do you still have a VCR?
I actually still have a VCR somewhere.
Do you still have any tapes to play in the VCR?
I do, because actually, I actually had Edward Scissorhands on VCR.
No way.
And I have Sleepy Hollow and Independence Day. And
Oh my
Scream.
god.
I think those are the only four movies that still. Oh, and X-Men when the first X-Men card.
Really? I remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
Independence
I remember
Day.
holding on to.
It came out with
Yeah.
2 tapes, like Titanic.
No, my Independence Day was on one tape.
Oh, really? Was it the first one? Or the first one, like, you expect it to be have 2 tapes, and then they make the capacity bigger, so all one movie can be on one tape.
Must be because mine was one tape and it had a hologram in front of the box.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I had the same one. Yeah, I had a hologram.
Almost like the first VCR movie I ever bought with my own money, saved up money, was Edward Scissorhands.
Oh.
It has to be. And then I think for Christmas I got the gold. No, I didn't get. I got the redone version of Star Wars.
Oh, the Star Wars one? Yeah.
Yeah, silver, right? Silver was silver the redone version.
Yeah, I have this. I do
Okay.
have the silver ones too.
And I still probably have that. So that's probably all the VCR movies I got.
I think the last one I might have is the Star Wars Episode 1 on VHS.
The funny thing is, it's like when DVD. It took a long time for me to get a DVD player.
Because they were
DVD
expensive.
was better in a way because the movies were so much cheaper.
Yes.
Because that's only like I said, I only had that many movies from a VCR.
Yeah, VHS was
On
expensive.
DVD, I had almost everything.
You know what? VHS was expensive. The only time that I remember buying them is because, like, Blockbuster was selling their used copies.
Oh, okay, that's why you got. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, buying an original VHS. Are you kidding me? Like, you know how much that? You're right. I didn't even remember that until you brought that up. Like, when DVDs came out, they were cheaper.
That's why a lot of people only had a few VCR movies.
Yeah.
These at first they were expensive, but man, they got real cheap real quick. And then you go to the inn at Walmart and get them for $3, $5.
Wow.
So man,
do they have Edward Scissorhands on DVD?
Yes.
They should, right?
No, they do. I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
I have Edward Scissorhands on everything they ever made except for Blu-ray.
Oh, except for Blu-ray. Do they even have it for Blu-ray? Maybe they don't.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh, you just haven't gotten it.
Yeah, just haven't got.
Wow.
So yeah, I got a VCR and on a DVD. So.
Had you play on your 2-head VCR?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, Edward is cutting that meat. Remember, he sticks it on one girl's plate. She's like, "I can't eat this."
Because he touched it with his hand. It's unsanitary. I remember that really well. It's like.
Well, that's so wrong.
It's like she doesn't want anything to do with Edward.
None of those kids do.
Yeah.
Because they don't accept him at all.
No, they won't accept him at all. Even though, like, I guess he would be the age that they are at in that time.
He's the same age as him, maybe a little older. But I don't know if that's supposed to show you that adults, even when they're not accepting, they can fake it. Teenagers don't.
So, obviously, the kids can tell that, like, Edward likes Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's easily able to tell. Because Edward doesn't hide his emotions. Because I guess he doesn't know how to.
Doesn't know how. Really.
He doesn't know how to exactly
No,
like a
dog.
child.
Come on, when you're young though, it's hard to hide your emotions.
No, you know, like he's like a child. Edward is a child that learning these emotions.
Because I mean, when I was a teenager, if I had to give to some girl that I was interested in, yeah, it was going in her lap. You'd be lucky. Cause first of all, I wouldn't ever look. I'd look at the table.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't even talk at all. So.
Wow.
Actually, I wouldn't even show up. We're like, oh, is that girl like there? I'm not going.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'll eat in my room.
This is funny. What you just said, right? It reminded me of a meme that had to do with the Loki series. I think it's one of those things where, like, oh, I asked a girl out today. She said yes. Then the TVA shows up.
Well, that's the sad thing. Because way back then, if you say something like that, I would wish for the TBA to show up so I don't have to go through it.
Yo.
I'd be like, yeah, please arrest me. So I don't have to live through any embarrassment.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so we found out that Jim's rich, and of course, Peggy's like, "Oh, I wonder what it feels like to be rich," and of course, that's what the dad goes. So I hear you're not charging for all the work.
Yes. You can't get paid
Because
in cookies.
yeah, because Peggy's like, "Yeah, so make some cookies," and he goes, "Cookies?" He goes, "Cookies don't buy the necessities of life, right, Jim?" He goes, "You can't buy a car with cookies, right, Jim?"
I like that he kept going for the kid for validation. It's
I know
because
he
he's
did.
rich.
Yeah, well, because he's the boyfriend.
He's
Why do
a
you think
boyfriend,
that's
yeah.
his future son-in-law?
Oh, yeah. That's the time in
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's probably what I was thinking. Of course, because the boyfriend's like, oh, they wouldn't even help me buy a car.
Yeah, I know I don't have to buy a car. Like, what?
He's like, and of course the dad's like, well, I'll bet he feels like you should earn your money because
Yeah.
it builds character.
Yeah, because character, yeah, the money thing, yeah. Like, you
Like,
earn your
what?
own way.
I know what a character is. I never got what build character meant. I hear it a lot. It's never made any sense to me. Because you always meet that crazy old guy in town, especially in old town. You have two crazy old guys, and everybody goes, "That guy's a character." I'm like, so he
Yeah.
built that character. So all the happy stuff that his parents did to him built that character.
So he did
he
did exactly his job. What are you doing in your life? Right? People had that about that, like, oh, he's a character. Well, that's a good thing.
Because there was another scene.
You've been paying attention.
You've been paying attention, yeah. Well, we had that other scene, where one of the other neighbors gives Edward a ride in the station wagon to town, where we see that mall. Remember that old mall?
Yes.
Shopping center, Southgate Shopping Center, which is a real shopping center in Florida.
Oh, really?
It's actually pretty cool. And we used to have stuff like that around here, Abilene and
Oh.
Angelo. A lot of towns actually probably have it. I mean, opened before the malls took over.
Yes.
They always had that shopping center. And always had that giant title up in the air, lit up, and people would go to the bowling and all these. It'd have all those shops if you go to the mall.
Yeah.
And of course, they wanted to show that because it's like their movies kind of like they don't want you to focus on the time, the date.
No.
That's why it's got so many different generations. I mean, there's 80s stuff, 70s stuff, 60s stuff. People act like they're still 1950s.
Yes.
So basically, but she takes him to the good to get his hands sharpened. And that's of course when he sees Kim. Yeah,
Oh.
he's kind of like dreaming off outer space.
I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, they show the shopping center, and it shows the shopping center again because there's another scene where the lonely housewife
Yeah.
takes him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or takes him to, and she's, oh, this is where you're gonna have your salon.
Oh, well, that was what we didn't even talk about when he was on a TV show. That was before.
Oh, is that? Yeah, okay, because that's right after this shopping center deal.
Yeah.
Where they're on the TV show. Well,
he's
on the TV show, and of course, little brother Kevin, Kim, and the boyfriend
they were watching while this is live, and I was thinking like, this scene is really important because it kind of showcased like, hey, to everybody else, just right, Edward Scissorhands is what makes him special. And then it's kind of trying to take that away from him by asking him like, have you ever thought about like not having scissors for hands because that's the part that makes you special.
Yeah, and of course Peg's like he'd still be special.
Yeah, he would still be special. Yeah, exactly.
So in a way, I guess you could say that instead of being outcast, people are only like him because he can only do something. He can do something.
Well, how is that different from like an athlete nowadays? Do people only like LeBron James?
That's the same.
That's the same.
It is the same. They only like him because he could play baseball, and basketball.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you a funny story. So this weekend is tax-free weekend, right? So we had to take the boys out to get shopping, and the boys recently saw Space Jam 2. So I like Michael Jordan, so I asked her to compare. Like, hey, you've seen both of them now. I haven't seen which one's was better. She's like, well, Michael Jordan's better. I knew it. And you know what Ryan did this weekend? We went to the mall, right? We saw a really tall black dude. This is what Ryan does. Points at this guy and says, LeBron James. So Ethan was like, no, Ryan, that's not LeBron James. Like, no, it's LeBron James. Like, oh my god, we were so embarrassed.
Hey, you know what's awesome?
No.
That you got embarrassed in public is like the first time ever.
Yeah. Because
It is. I used to hang out with you all the time. The embarrassing one.
Yeah, I don't get embarrassed. No.
No, you don't. Huh? It's funny.
Because I guess in a
funny
way
how
it's
God
not really
works.
embarrassment. Yeah.
It's funny how God works, huh?
Is it really embarrassment or is
You
it like
your time embarrassing people now that you have a son that embarrasses you?
yeah, it's really funny. Like, man, what is that black guy gonna think?
No, that's called karma here.
Is it called karma? Because I don't believe in karma, but I guess so.
You ought to, because that's what it is.
Because like the guy's gonna know, like, oh, he's a little kid, you know, he doesn't know. All black people. Because Ethan knew right away, like, that's not LeBron
he's like,
James.
he's kind of Asian.
Just look at this daywalker. Whatever, Blade.
Whatever, Blade.
It was just really funny. Dude, he was a really tall black dude. The rest is called LeBron James. Like, they don't even look alike. But Ryan doesn't know, you know. It's so funny.
Kid, you think you see a lot.
I gotta put that on Facebook. So I'll remember this day forever. Right, James. How do you tell that story, right? Without sounding racist.
Well, it's a little. I don't think it sounds
right?
racist. The story I didn't. Not once did I really think it's racist.
Yeah, it's not racist.
He probably saw. I mean, the kid probably picked him out because he's black. But I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of for your color.
No, it's not that because he's tall and black. That was it. Like he looks like a basketball player.
I mean, if some little kid saw you and said, "Hey, Jackie Chan," or "Hey, that's Bruce Lee," would you be offended?
No, I would be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Exactly. I mean, if some little kid saw you, and I mean, he may be pinning your race to something awesome that he saw.
Yes, that's how he associates it. Yes.
I don't really see that as. I mean, some people may see it. I don't see that as racist, really.
So it brings me back to this scene with the TV show. Like it feels like some of these people could be prejudiced because they just like Edward so much because of his scissor hands.
Yeah, you know, it's like I said, they only like him because he can cut all these awesome things. They don't really care about the person.
They don't care about the person.
And this is what the movie about. Because remember, as long as he's been making them, as long as he's cutting their hair, cutting their dog's hair, and cutting their butts, they don't have a problem.
They don't have a problem with him. And
as long as he's doing what they want.
Yep, until he did like one bad thing wrong, so which will go to that.
Well, yeah, we go to that scene, you know.
Actually, it starts from here.
The girl asked him, you know, there's that one girl, it's like, laugh. And she's like, hey, you have a girlfriend? Puts him on the spot.
Yes.
It's kind of like wrong. And of course, he's like, doesn't know what to do. And of course, you know, they're making fun of him.
Yep.
And of course, he accidentally cuts that cable and electrocutes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the boyfriend is like laughing. He's laughing so hard. And of course, the girlfriend, the daughter, she's like, man, he could have got hurt. He could hurt, you know. She's fine, like, seeing that there's mistreating this guy wrong.
Yeah, mistreating this guy is wrong. Yeah, I highly agree.
And of course, you know, Jim's like, man, wish we would have taped that. I would have my left.
God, I hate this guy. He's such a jerk.
You're supposed to hate this guy. This is Jock. Funny thing I said, the guy used to play nerds, now he's playing a jock.
Yes. Yeah, I do hate this kid. It's kind of like, what is that thing that we watch on Spider-Man? That dude, Brad. That kid, Brad. I hated this kid.
Well, he could be like Flash and Brad mixed together.
Yeah. Oh, God, this guy is, this dude.
Yeah, because he is kind of Flash.
Yeah. But
the Flash.
I think it's just
Johnny Depp Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Flash with the Spider-Man. I think it was this scene from the TV show that they decide to open a salon.
Yeah, I guess that would be because they're capitalizing on his success.
Yes, capitalizing on success. Which one you should do.
Of course, as Joyce takes him there, and she's showing him everything. And he's kind of happy, but I like it when he goes, when she goes, we get cosmetics. He goes, Hank can sell cosmetics. Of course, Joyce is like, yeah, sure. It's like, I don't even want to mention it. And then they go to the back room.
Oh, I know.
Funny thing, when we go to the back room, there's a breaker box. He almost touches that breaker box again.
Oh, really?
Remember, you see it with the breaker box where he goes up there and he sticks his scissors towards the breaker box? It's like, don't touch that. It's dangerous.
Yes.
And then she wants to model.
I know, that Paul was like, do you want me to model for you? And he doesn't know what's going on, right?
Yeah,
He's like, yes.
Yes. Then he's like, yes, I like that one.
Yes.
And of course, she pulls her clothes off and he jumps on him and they fall out of the chair. The next thing you see him running out of the deal. And then that's when she gets mad.
Yeah, she gets mad.
And she wants to get even.
Yeah. That's when it goes downhill for Edward. Well, it doesn't go downhill for Edward, but she hasn't.
Oh, yeah. I would say this is the beginning of
the beginning of the downfall, yeah.
Yeah. Because, and nothing he did either.
He what?
It's nothing he did either.
No, it's nothing that he did.
Yeah, so he runs out. Of course, he meets family at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, he meets the family at the restaurant, yes.
I love that scene because that's Dad. Sorry, I'm late. Of course, he's so the dad's like, so what'd you do? He goes, oh, yeah. Joyce took me over to the salon, and you could tell cosmetics there, and she's all happy, and they're all talking to themselves, and he's still talking. And he goes, "Oh yeah," and then she took me to the back room where she took all her clothes off. you can see everybody except for the dad. Everybody like Kevin's laughing, Kim and the mom. You can see their faces; they're horrified. And the dad keeps on talking. He's like, "You didn't even hear that part."
Oh,
he goes, "Yeah." He goes, Ed, you can start a business now. It's gonna be tough work. He tells all this stuff. He goes,
I'm not going to the bank.
Yeah, he goes but I like the dad. He goes, I've never done anything like this, but yeah, and he goes, you're just gonna have to go to the bank and get a loan. And the next scene is
a loan.
Bank. See how the styling of the bank?
Yes.
No windows. No windows. Doorway. It's all dark, and they're in the basement of the bank. Of course, you have the bank vault opened. Yeah, you had the bank vault open with 2 guards and 1 guy, 1 banker.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the bank tells him he can't have any because he has no social security number, no collateral or anything. He's like, basically, you don't exist.
Oh, I know.
And of course, Edward's just there, and he's just he has no expression at first. And then the guy, that baker, he goes, you know what you need to do? Because you need to go buy you a car. You need you a handicap placard, and you can park wherever you want. And then Edward smiles. You don't know what he's talking about.
You know what? This is the most realistic part of the movie right here. Up to everything to that point is like it's in the fantasy world, right? Until he had to get a business loan.
Yeah, now he has to live in the real world.
Yeah, this is the real world talk right here.
Yeah. Yep, no cookies.
Yeah, not cookies. No more getting paid in cookies.
Yeah, I mean, and there's like cookies. I mean, if I'm getting paid, it's M&M cookies, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess back then I would. Not right now because I'm not into sweets.
Oh, okay, well, that's all right.
Wow. Then what happens next? Because they didn't go to the back. They went home.
Yeah, well, of course, Peggy keeps talking to him. Like, she's like, we'll get some money. We'll figure out how to get money. And then, yeah, they go home. Of course, they go to the scene where, Kim and her boyfriend are at the front door, and she can't find the keys again.
She can't find the keys, and he was able to open the door with his scissor.
He walks up and just
opens it.
Of course, yeah, Jim looks at him and goes, no crashes or anything. And of course, he's a jerk. He goes, why don't you tell us when Peg gets home?
And make a noise, make a shout and make a noise when Peg gets home. Yeah. God, he's such a jerk.
And of course, then we see I can't remember what else happens, but next scene, though, we see and her boyfriend walking. He's like, hey, why don't you get razor blades?
Yeah, to do the break-in for us, right? Oh, to open the lock.
Yeah, to break into my parents' house because they want to break into the parents' house. And then she's like, no, but he's like, of course, don't you want to get a van so we can get together?
I know. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, so you want to get money to get a van. So I guess back whatever time period or just fairy tale, right? The van is the coolest thing. Not a Mustang.
That would have been the 80s and 70s.
Oh, the van thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The vans was the thing. I even had a Hot Wheels deal where you had like a plate on it. These plates?
Yeah.
And you'd set up the plate, and like it'd have the front of the van, the center section of the van, the end of the van. You move them out, and then you roll a crayon on it.
I guess because it's a big vehicle, right?
It was just the thing to do for teenagers.
Yeah, it's just a van, but not because you can do so much inside. It's not a minivan.
Yeah, it's a big van with a V8 motor on it, hot rodded. You paint the side of it. You paint like you remember
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
what's the name of that movie? Fanboys. Remember Fanboys?
Yes.
Where they got the van and got like guys painted on the side of the Star Wars on it.
Yep.
There's been
Yeah.
other movies where everybody's got a van. They got it all fixed.
Now
up.
it's like the Seinfeld make fun of it, like a serial killer fan.
Make fun of vans now. But I don't know. It was a thing. Even when I was a kid, buying Hot Wheels cars, vans and stuff. It was a thing.
Oh, I have a Honda Odyssey van, like whatever the racing thing is, but it's not just a regular van. They have to do some kind of racing van.
Pop.
Yeah.
Man.
It's just very cool.
I know. You're just like, that was the most uncool thing we've done during our segment so far. Oh, I got a van. It's an Odyssey.
It's awesome, okay? I'm talking about the Hot Wheels. I got a Hot Wheels one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still not helping your case.
I guess not. It's not that cool. Let me talk about my Batman one.
It's never cool.
Hold on. I have a van that's pretty cool. This one.
Okay.
The Turtles one.
You redeemed yourself.
Okay, good. I'm so glad I have it close by.
But Volkswagen vans are cool at any time.
Yeah. Whoops.
There are some vans that are cool. Like we said, Volkswagen van, cool anytime. I mean, the only time the Odyssey would be cool is if we're tuners in Japan.
Oh, when they have the equipment and the stuff?
No, tuners in Japan. You see when they go to car shows in Japan?
Mm-hmm.
They got all kinds of crazy little vans, souped up. They look awesome when you're in Japan.
Oh, when I'm in Japan. Okay, I got
When
you.
you take them over to other countries, it's like...
It's lame.
It's like, how Honda Fit is this? Well, anyways, they finally get Edward. She asked Edward.
Because she asked Edward.
Because the next thing it shows them getting all out of the van, and they're all wearing black. All the kids. Of course, Edward's got his little jacket on, his V hat.
Oh, that's why he's wearing his hat.
Yeah, of course he's walking. Of course, he's asking Jim, "Hey, real loud. Shh." Like, so these people steal from you? And of course, Jim's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't you have their parents make them give it back?" And Jim's like, "They're just like them." So they make it to the house, and of course, they're all asking Jim, "Do you turn off the security alarm?" And all this. And Jim's like, "Yeah." Of course, Edward's standing. He's trying to cut the bushes. And of course, he unlocks the door. They go in the house, which is funny because the door handles are all the old door handles.
It's the old door, like the knob handles.
I don't even think I have a door handle like that. Yeah, ones from the 80s,
Yep.
80,000. And of course, he opens that and walks in this crappy square room that locks there.
Yes.
I'm like, who would have put an alarm system and have nice crap in a house?
Yeah, it's just the way that they did the movie back then. I guess and now if we make it, it'll be like high tech security,
No, I don't know. I don't think it would work though. This is one you don't really remake.
No, you don't really remake.
Because
There's
the
no
problem
way.
is somebody's going to try to do something else, and the problem is the aesthetics of this movie is what works. Because the room is just this big square white room with a sunken couch and some cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's got a 4-star, dude. Top of the line. Probably got a projection screen TV too.
Oh, that was the big back in the day. So he has a VCR and a projection screen TV? That's crazy.
He's got a projection screen. I mean, come on. Who did you not know that was Brit that didn't have a projection screen? It was a 4-head VCR. And Dolby Sound was a record player.
I thought back in the day with a 4-head VCR, if you have a 32-inch TV, like, dude, you made it. That was the thing back then.
I had the TV that you had the coat hanger in the top. And then maybe your parents would let you get some aluminum foil and wrap it around.
To wrap around the bunny ears.
And then you'd have to hit the side sometimes.
Yeah.
No, that actually hitting the side of the TV ever really did anything.
Did anybody ever do a myth like, hey, does that really actually work? Like, what are you hitting? Just the wood, right?
We'd have to form those. Yeah, I mean, because you're not hitting the tube on the inside of the electronics.
Yeah, it's just electronics.
Basically, hitting the TV is just stupid.
It's just, it's basically stupid. It's doing nothing.
It's like beating the crap out of a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, it's like if my computer mouse didn't work right, I'm just bitten. It's like, come on, what? It's like,
I bet you the same. It's like people when you first had those old computers, remember, and you're hitting on the computer. I'm like, It's not gonna go faster as you're hitting the computer.
People still like they hit the monitor like what?
Yeah.
Like when people get mad, they throw the monitor out the window like, well, what the heck was that
I
for?
never did that. Monitor just cost too much.
Oh, it's kind of like they did that. They make fun of that part in Into the Spider-Verse. Remember when Peter's like, first of all, kid, we don't need the monitor. Why do people always take the monitor? Like, just take the computer.
But now this is your next bad part for Edward, because it locks him in there, and they just leave him.
Yeah, they just leave him.
Except for Kim. Kim doesn't want to leave him.
Of course.
She keeps screaming to go back and get it. And of course, the Jim's like, no, we're not going back at all. And then she's like, you got to go back. And he goes, no, my parents are going to prosecute. And then he's like, but don't prosecute their own son. He goes, especially their own son.
Yes.
This guy's a jerk. And
Yep.
of course he yells. Of course he's like, tells her, and if Edward talks, I'm going to kill him.
You know what this part is very similar to? You ever seen that movie, Better Luck Tomorrow?
No.
It's like, I think it's an MTV produced film, right? It's probably the first film I've seen. It's like, well, besides Joy Luck Club or something like that. It's fully Asian cast. And the theme of that movie, right? Like, you know, they do the same thing.
I think we did see. I think you let me use Better Luck. I think you showed that to me.
Yeah, because it stars, the biggest star in that movie was John Cho, and Han from the Fast and Furious series is in this movie. Because
this was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's directed by Justin Lin.
Yeah, this was back when you were showing me movies and stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing where the rich kid hired these, you know, obviously kids is not rich, right? To rob his parents for the insurance money.
Yeah, remember this. I know, I remember
so
it now.
This is basically the same thing. He's trying to rob his parents to sell the stuff because his parents got insurance on the stuff anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what they had. And of course,
it's the same
this
thing.
is the scary part because the cops all show up. They all get guns all out. And of course, they yell at him, "Hey, we're gonna lock everything," because he's standing there trying to do the door and he can't.
Yep, and then like he has weapons, like drop their knives, and he's like, "I can't."
It's cool because the music, the view from his point of view.
Yep.
Which I like because you see him. He has to go down that narrow hallway. And of course, the music's really good. And he's got his hands up and yelling at him. Of course, the cops, I think he's got weapons. And of course, they're yelling at him. They told him to gorge him, but then they're yelling at him, his weapons down. He's probably thinking, I have no weapons.
It's like Wolverine.
Yes,
remember in X-Men 2, Wolverine, they told him to put the knives on. They're like, hey, listen, buddy, I can't.
Yes, I bet you that's what Wolverine probably copied this scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so, too.
It seems like I've seen this scene before in other movies. Because he was walking out there towards him, and then finally those...
And cops were there.
And the neighbors finally stopped him.
Yeah.
Like,
the neighbors started doing it, yeah.
Yeah, because they're like the maniac cops. Like, we got a psycho here. Get ready to open fire. Of course, they saved him.
Yeah, and they just take him to jail.
Yeah, they took him to jail.
And then this is we talk about the bank scene, right? I think with the courthouse or the jail, this comes the second realistic scene in this movie when they haven't. I guess they didn't talk to a psychiatrist, but they were saying like, here's the mind of a boy.
He did talk to a psychiatrist.
Yes, he's the mind of a boy.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, the parents have to show up. The parents are like, they're like, we're not going to release him until, next day. We hold him for observation.
Yep.
And the parents are, we're disappointed in you. And then ask him, they assumed that he went to go get the money because of stuff they said, TV. But she goes, oh, that TV. And of course, the dad's like, yeah, damn it all to hell. And of course, they ask him, did somebody put you up to this?
Yes.
And he
lied. So this is the first time he lied.
He didn't say nothing. He didn't know.
He didn't say anything.
No, he just put his head down. He didn't say nothing. Oh, he didn't say no. He just put his head down. He didn't look at him.
Did you think that scene that he felt betrayed by Kim? Or I guess that would have come before the police station.
I think he probably thought something else was going to happen.
Mm.
He probably thought they'd get the stuff and she'd like him more.
And this there's a lot of emotion going to Edward at this time.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Frightened,
he's
right?
He's angry now.
He's angry. Oh, no, the anger really comes after he goes home.
Because I don't think he was betrayed, and that's because the next scene. I think he thought they'd get that she wouldn't leave him.
Yeah, she wouldn't leave him. Yep.
I think the whole thing is he's thinking that she'll like him more than Jim.
Oh, because he didn't say. He didn't tell. Because you did ask him,
Right.
like, hey, how come you didn't
Yeah,
tell
I
on
think,
us?
yeah, because we know after we see this when they're going to release him, there's a psychiatrist there, and the cop asks the psychiatrist, "Is he gonna be okay?" And then of course the psychiatrist goes through all this crap about him not being emotionally developed and all this stuff,
Yep.
and then he goes, "Is he going to be okay there?" And of course, like, "Oh yeah, he'll be fine." He didn't even care. That's the thing. The person who's supposed to have cared in this scene
Yeah.
didn't care.
No.
The only person who cared was the cop. Because he tells the cop tells him, "Hey, you can keep me up all night, so you better be okay." And lets
Yes.
him go. And of course, that's when we see Kim gets home and sees Edward there, and then she's talking to him like,
Should ask him. How come you didn't
I
tell
like
him?
it. What she says, keep her not telling on us.
Yes.
And then of course she asked him, "I guess you were pretty surprised when you found out whose house it was." And of course, Edward's like, "I already knew who this
I knew it
was."
was. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Then
then
why did
she's
you
like,
still do it? Because you asked me
exactly.
to. Yeah.
And then she feels really guilty now.
Because you asked me to. Yeah, I felt that. Yeah. The nerd thing, like a pretty girl asks you to, like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I know exactly. I know everything is wrong,
Everybody
right?
does. Come on, everybody does.
Yeah. I'm like, but I'm still going
If
to
I
do it.
was to write list of all the stupid crap I ever did in my life, and the reason why it'd be the girl.
The girl, yes, it is. It is a very great film.
Very nerd guys out there.
That probably explains why
No.
Tim Burton has that huge fan base, right? It's just guys like us.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people
It's
identify
not.
with it.
It's not gonna be like the jocks from the '80s, right? It's not gonna be
I think a
Cobra
lot
Kai.
of people. I think a lot of people identify with it.
Yeah, a lot of boys. Yeah, it's not gonna be Johnny from Cobra Kai. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of just recognize. Yeah, Johnny from Cobra Kai. He's not gonna identify with it. Unless he's a closet nerd like you said.
No, it's not.
You
It's
know,
not that dude.
I was picked on by other jocks. Oh, probably a very little jock baby.
Yep. So now we go to the part where like he's angry,
well, that's
right?
the thing. Well, he does get angry yet because it's the thing. He's standing there, and of course here comes Jim in the backyard,
Yeah.
and Kim runs out there, and he gets angry then because he thinks that she's going to go talk to him
Yep.
and be all deals, but no. He ripped up the deal and he walks down the hallway scratching, tearing everything up.
And he was in
But she
the
runs out-
bathroom.
Yeah, but she runs out there and hits him and tells him, "Hey, I don't love with you anymore. Don't you ever come back here again."
Yes.
Never. And then but he's in there. He tears up the whole house. He's tearing the walls.
The wallpaper and everything.
And
Yeah.
the next scene is him sitting at the dinner table with all the family. And of course, the dad's like, "Hey, we can help you pay for all the stuff you damaged, but we lost confidence in you. That's going to be hard."
This is the good conversation. I remember this part.
This is a good conversation because then the dad's like, "Okay,
He asked him about the right thing to do.
yes," he's asking what the right thing to do.
Not morals, but the right thing to do.
Yeah, well, not even morals. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's because he talk about the if you find this money, right, what are you gonna do? Give it to?
Yeah,
Like, he give him
not a
the
suitcase
multiple choice.
Yeah, if you found a suitcase of what, $1,000 or $100,000,
But it's just a suitcase. What would you do?
and he gives them a whole bunch of sections. Like give it to your family, your loved ones, give it to the homeless, give it to the poor, to the police.
Give it to the police.
Of course,
He want to do the nice thing.
Yeah, and of course they're waiting, and of course then Kevin's telling them, Kevin's like, "Hey, why don't we go to the bowling alley?"
Yeah.
And then Kevin's like, "Hey, show and tell, we got to see some baby possums." And of course the mom's, "Hey, your dad's done yet." And of course, so Edward's like, "Give it to loved ones."
Yeah.
And of course, and that's when Kevin jumps in real quick and yells, "No, you're supposed to give it to the police, you idiot."
Yeah, 'cause-
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody. And that just points out that like Edward's not like everybody.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
He goes, "The whole point, we're trying to help this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not in trouble anymore."
Man.
And of course, the mom's all because she's like, "No wonder Edward can't learn right from wrong."
No, he can't. That's because he hasn't been taught.
And then of course, that's when we go to the scene with all the women talking again.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
There's always
Peg's just they're gonna have Christmas parties. They do every year.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna boycott it.
Yeah, well, of course, lady's telling her, "Should you have it?" And she's, "Yeah, well, I don't see why we wouldn't."
Yeah, we have
And
it
then
every
that's when
year.
you go. Then that's when you go to all the women, and you're like, all the ones that said, "Oh, we said we'll think about it." Of
Yeah.
course, and that's when we found out Joyce has been telling everybody that he raped her or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's spreading a lot to get even.
Yeah, it's just that's the weird part. Like he raped her or whatever. Like okay,
And she barely got away.
it's just like they know him for small. Well, obviously they only know him for a short amount of time, right? So they would prefer to believe Joyce than
Yeah, yeah, further believe the gossips. And so now it's just they're just like talking all kinds of horrible things that he did. Supposedly, he did.
Yep.
He didn't do anything yet. Because he robbed the house, so they're like, "Oh, it could have been our house."
Yep. Would have been
Could
our
anybody's
house. Yep.
Yeah, like, and some of them are questioning. You see that, like, some of them question, like Helen, the first, she's the character we see at the very beginning that
Yeah.
says, "Oh, Peg, I never buy from you." She, you see, like she's thinking that maybe they're not right what they're doing.
They're not right.
Yeah, well, how they're talking about him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see her the way she says so, because one of them said something bad about him, and she's kind of like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then on.
And she's still trying to make Edward happy in this whole time.
Yeah.
Remember, she would still ask him for a haircut, even though like, are you sure you
Oh
want to
yeah,
do
the
this?
mom. Yeah,
Yep.
the mom. Yeah, well, because he's like all down. And of course, Kevin doesn't want to play paper rock scissors. It's not fun to win every time. And of course, yeah, she's getting a haircut. She's got haircuts. This movie is shorter and shorter.
It's shorter and shorter, yeah.
They're gonna have the party anyways.
Yes, they
So
got.
finally,
And
so
then you know
finally
what? It's a Christmas party.
it's a Christmas party.
It's just
And the whole movie's,
it starts with Christmas and it ends with Christmas.
yeah, it starts as Christmas because yeah, he even thought of. They remember the time.
You know what?
They even brought him up.
Christmas must have been a very important time in Tim Burton's life, or maybe it wasn't.
I think it would be. Oh, this movie takes place during Christmas. Well, maybe only two I can think of.
Did it come out during Christmas too?
I
Oh,
don't think
December
so.
6th, 1990.
There was a Christmas.
Yeah, it came out in December.
Well, yeah, he also had a lot to do with The Night Before Christmas and Batman 2, which
Yeah, Batman Returns, I know. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
maybe he released a lot of movies during Christmas.
Oh, wow.
But so the dad's on the roof setting up,
He's singing Christmas songs too.
and then anything is Edward's in the back, and then of course Kim comes out the back and sees him. He's cutting an ice block.
Yeah.
Where'd they get the ice blocks? But it's cool. I mean, it's the coolest part of the movie.
It's when he cuts the ice box, right? It makes it like all the ice chipping away. It makes it look like it's snowing.
Like we remember because we heard the story at the beginning.
At the beginning, yes.
It never snows there until he went up the hill.
Yes.
He came in. So of course she's dancing in the snow, and it's pretty good. I like the scene.
Oh, well, this is this is probably the best scene in the movie right now.
Plus the music too. The music sets the scene too.
Yep.
Of course, here comes Jerk. Hey, get away from her! And he accidentally hits her in the hand.
Yeah, and it cuts her a little bit. Yep.
Hits her a little bit, but it looks like it's really bloody. And of course, pushing Edward out, and he's like yelling at him, "Hey, don't you ever come around here?" Of course, he's drunk. Well, no, he's not drunk yet. He's just angry.
He's just angry, yeah.
And of course, so Ed just walks off, and you see the dad yelling, "Hey, where are you going?" Like no big deal. I'm like, do you not hear the other guy yelling?
Yeah, like he was up there, right? Like you could totally hear everything. Like he's still oblivious to what's going on down there.
It's the funny thing. Dad's oblivious to half of everything that goes on.
Yeah. Even
know,
start with that when Edward was there in the first place.
Yeah. So of course he goes down the stairs. Of course the daughter comes out, runs off the boyfriend. She's like, "Hey, don't you ever come back here?" Runs him off. And of course, then like, "Hey, you gotta tells the dad, you gotta go find Edward." So he runs off.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I'll find him. Don't worry about it."
And of course, Edward gets walking down the street. He's mad, so he slices that leg off the leg.
He sliced the leg off, right? And that's when he start taking off his his shirt.
Yeah, cuts all his clothes off, and then of course he tries to cut that tire.
Oh, he stabbed that tire. I know. He got stuck there.
Yeah, and of course they call the police.
Yeah.
Now the police are out looking for him.
Yep.
So
Because
the thing is, the daughter and a mother sitting there, and of course the mother's thinking, this time Edward needs to go back to where he came from.
Yeah. Well, that's part is really sad.
Yeah, because she's like, I tried to do something good, and I think it
Yeah,
just
that's
failed.
why they had that conversation.
The next thing is she's saying I messed up his thing.
Yes, I messed up his thing. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much messed up still, and of course everything needs to go back to normal. But then that's when the cop shows up. He's like, "Is the guy with the hands here?"
You have to go with the hands here.
And they don't say nothing, so he's
No.
not. So he jumps his car, goes down the road, and then he sees all the women stand at the corner, and they're all like, "Well," because Mary goes down the street, if the church lady,
Yes.
she's there organ, the Christmas music, and he just,
Yeah,
does,
that part I remember vividly. Like her whole house is red.
Yes, her whole house is red. All those candles,
All the lights and everything. Yeah, like Satan worship, like a Satan worshiper, like that dude, like Kevin Spacey from Seven. Right? That's the only thing like closest I ever seen like that. I had never seen that in a movie. Well, actually, no, I have. It's probably like the Satan worshippers when they show like scenes like that.
I've like seen. Well, I mean that one's too red, but I've been to people's houses that were like real Christianly that had lots of candles.
Yeah, a lot of candles, but not red lighting. Okay.
Yeah, all red, everything red.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God, like, Jesus is in her house.
I was like, who's married to this lady?
Yeah. So of course she opens that window and there's a demon.
Yes. Yes. He cuts the demon thing.
Which is actually the only evil character cut.
Yes, everything is very joyous. Everything he
everything's
cuts.
very joyous except for that one because he does not like that lady.
He does not like that lady, and like I guess right now because he's so up. Because a lot of the time he's in a happy mood. This is the first time he cuts something that he's upset.
Yeah, he's upset now. Yeah, that's right.
So you know what's really is, Shane? It's like the way that he cut his scriptures, right? Is like when kids coloring or drawing objects, they show their emotions by
Well, because we forgot the scene where he went to show and tell. Remember, Kevin did take him.
Kevin took him to show and tell.
He showed him, and he actually cut a little row of kids, and all the kids loved him.
Yeah.
Of course, this was a karate chop. Everybody jumps back in the chair. So basically, a lot of people, younger people, were getting along with him just fine.
Yes.
Entertaining and stuff, but he cut the demon. Of course, all the ladies are up at the corner, and the cop tries to talk to him, and he's like, "Just go back in your house."
Yes.
I'll forgive him.
Man.
And of course, that's when he's sitting there with that dog, and he cuts his hair.
Oh
the dog
yes.
runs off. And of course, Jim and his friend are all getting drunk in the van, talking about all that stuff and angry.
Oh yes, I thought he was gonna die right there.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like I didn't know what was gonna happen, right? I thought it's either not die or some kind of terminal, like they're gonna blame it on Edward, or I thought that something was gonna happen to Kevin.
Yeah, because the friend's like, "Hey, don't make me drive." I didn't like it because he goes, "No wonder she broke up with you."
Yep.
But of course he's driving, so they're moving around the street.
Yep. That's what I thought he was gonna like. Someone was gonna die. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
The cop shows up, and that's when he cuts the dog's hair, and then he gets up and he runs back to the house.
Yes.
And he lets us in. He thinks nobody's there because the family's out looking for him, and that's when Kim's there.
Yeah, Kim's there just in case he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey," I thought. Then she finally realized she feels something for him.
Yes. Which is really weird, right? Like.
It never really is, but on the fairy tale.
Yeah, it's the fairy tale power of this story.
It's probably the way it should work. It's not why it really works.
And unlike a fairy tale, this doesn't have a happy ending.
No, it doesn't really have a happy
I guess
ending,
in a way, like Edward goes back to where he came from, and he never came back down again.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get that Hollywood happy ending, which in a way, because the thing is, she's okay, hold me. He's like, I can't.
Yeah.
Of course, he walks to the window, and then she comes up, and then
they fake his death. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she comes up and holds him.
She holds him. Yeah.
But then he dreams of when he was getting hands.
Yeah. Wow.
Where it goes back to the flashback, and which is on Christmas too.
Yes, it's on Christmas.
Because the inventor made the hands for him, and the inventor dies on Christmas because he starts giving the hands, has a heart attack, and falls to the floor and dies.
Yeah, he falls.
So he never gets those hands, but it was on Christmas. So almost everything in this movie happens during Christmas.
During Christmas, because we forgot to mention the angry mob that was gonna.
Well, we hadn't got that yet.
We haven't? Because it's always
No,
at the end of the movie.
No, because we're at the part where they're hugging at the house.
Oh, yes, they're
Remember, they're hugging at the
house.
house, and that's when he knows, he senses a show, and he sees that man coming and knocks all his that bear over. And then this is when Kevin's coming home, because Kevin, that old man, remember that old man, don't let anybody tell you have a cat.
Yes.
And of course, the old man's like, "Hey, did they catch that cat?"
Wow.
And the kid's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, freak. Let us all know when they catch that freak." Of course, they walk across the road, and they walk out the yard, and Edward saves Kevin's life because he almost gets hit by the van.
Yeah, that's like he keeps Kevin's life. I remember that one.
Here comes the mob, everybody. Of course, Edward's panicked, Kevin's scared, so he kind of accidentally cuts him on the face, and everybody thinks he's cutting him up. So they run over here, and of course he cuts Joyce's husband, and then he cuts the boyfriend. And the boyfriend starts beating him. He cuts the boyfriend up, and of course he stands up. Here comes the cop, and of course Kim's like, "Hey," finally she decides to let him go too.
Yeah.
She tells him, "You got to run." So he runs, and you see the police chasing him real slowly. He runs all the way up the hill, and of course the cops shoot to scare him off because the cops don't want. The cop is this guy's chase. Yeah. This is like Frankenstein moment.
No, yeah, this is a very Frankenstein moment.
Yeah, this is Frankenstein, man. And of course, all the people. Here's the thing: all the people are standing at the hill and talk to the cop. Hey, you better tell us what happened. The cop's like, "You need to go home." And he jumps his car and leaves. And they decide, "Good enough. We're gonna go up the hill."
Yeah, we're gonna go up the hill to go after him.
He didn't even really do anything. They're gonna go after him.
I know.
Just they decide they didn't like him.
Yeah.
And half of it was a lie. And of course, somehow Kim makes it through the trees and gets up to the house first.
To the house first, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, she finally sees him. She tells him how he feels with him finally. And, of course, here comes Jim.
Yeah.
And he's got a gun this time.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "Hey, I thought you died." And then "Oh, I hope you're not dead." And of course, Jim's like, "I don't care." And he starts shooting at him.
Yeah.
Even she puts the knives when he knocks Edward down. The roof falls in its form.
Yes.
So she tells Jim that she's gonna kill him. He kicks her out of your life for crap. Edward's like, "That's enough." Stabs Jim right in the stomach.
Yes.
And knocks it in.
He kills him. Yeah.
Yeah, he falls out, dead, and of course all the crowd shows up. Sees his dead body.
Jim's dead body to fall out the
course,
house.
she gets a good idea, so she runs downstairs and she sees some old scissor hands that were part of a machine or something. Brings it out. She says when she says, "Hey," she points in. She's like, "They killed each other. The roof fell on him. He's dead. They killed each other. You can go see if you want." But then she shows the scissors out.
Yes.
You see the look on everybody's face. They all do now.
Yep.
And of course, Helen, like I said, that she's already felt guilty. She's the first one to say, "I'm home."
Yeah.
And slowly, everybody turns around. And everybody pretty much realizes they killed. They're the ones that killed this guy.
I feel like these talks, right? That makes me feel like this movie is much better than what it is. Because after our discussions on these,
it was an excellent movie. Man.
Yeah, it is. It's an excellent movie.
To me, this is probably my favorite Tim movie.
Yes. Yeah, we talk about that.
It's hard to say that. No, I mean, he did a really good job of Batman, Big Fish. I mean, he's done a lot of good movies.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Beetlejuice. I mean, some were funny, some are fun, some are scary. I mean, they're all quirky. All their characters are all quirky.
Yes, because Tim Burton
is quirky. Even Batman, Bruce Wayne, his was a little quirky, a little weird.
Yes.
Which has to be because I'm looking at Batman's life.
Yeah, look at Batman's life. He is a little weird. It's not like any normal guy.
But also the big thing that makes it is the soundtrack.
Yes, I know.
This is one of my favorite soundtracks.
How'd you find the soundtrack somehow? Do they even make it?
I got some of the music. They did it a long time ago. I got part of it. Danny Elfman released a great hits type album. It's called Music for a Darkened Room. He did Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Well,
because Danny Elfman did the music, which is neat because this movie, okay. Did that castle remind you of Tales from the Crypt?
Yes.
Danny Elfman did the title to Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, really?
Okay, when you see the with all the houses, all the cars are going down, does that remind you of The Simpsons?
Yes.
Danny Elfman.
Now that you mentioned that.
Oh. Danny Elfman did the title song to Simpsons.
Oh, he did? I had no idea.
Yes. He also did the TV show The Flash. Remember that first TV show they called The Flash in the 90s?
Yes, I remember that show very well.
He did that.
Well, not
he did
very
that.
well, but like.
Well, there were we got to see a few episodes that were canceled. Which
Oh.
shame. It was pretty good.
Let me see if they sell that on Amazon. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I never looked for it actually. I at the store a long time ago, but it didn't have all the music to it. You know, just
He doesn't.
It was like a remastered with a few songs. I was like, I want the whole soundtrack.
Let me see what the whole soundtrack
Yeah, I
is.
mean, kind of Danny Elfman has actually been in a lot of stuff. He's done so many soundtracks for different movies. But Tim Burton's soundtrack, when he does Tim movie, to me is the best.
Oh, I think this is it.
But so that's when we go back to the she's an old woman,
She's an old woman. She's telling her like.
and of course the grandma's like, so why don't you go see him? And she's like, well, I want him to remember me
the way I was, right?
the way it was.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's the thing. You're just like, is it a happy ending? Probably not like a Disney fair. Well, which funny thing is, this is a Fox movie, so technically this is a Disney movie now, even though we can't get it on Disney Plus yet. This is a Disney fairy tale now.
It is. It's like when a robot fell in love with a human, right?
But sometimes you can't have what you want. I mean, sometimes the memory that you get, great memory you get, is the happy moment that you hold on to. It's not, you don't have, I mean, so what's you gonna do? They get together and live happily ever after? That wasn't ever happened.
So this ending remind me of my Pleasant Dreams movie. That was the kind of ending I wanted to write.
Yeah,
Or I
sometimes
did write.
it wasn't a bad ending. It was a fulfilling ending to me.
No, it rendered proper.
Yeah, he was gonna live forever anyways.
Because like if you think about it, well, how would this ever end up happy, like a happy ending? It would be weird, right? That wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't have made sense. So it gave the best ending.
It gave the best ending, like how you could describe it. Like there's no way that Edward and Kim can end up together.
Basically, you get to walk away from this movie the same way Kim's character does in a way.
Yes.
You remember how it was he left, walk out of the theater now.
And we never seen Edward from that point on.
Yeah, and we never get to see him again.
Yep, and we never see him again.
Yeah, you just got that few days you got to spend with his character. Hope you enjoyed it. Boom.
Yes.
You're done.
Yep, that's it. Wow, this is a really good one.
That was an excellent movie.
Despite the audio issues we're having, hopefully next week will be better.
And the thing is, I noticed some of the shots look a little old and stuff in the movie. It's one you still go back, but that's because one of Tim Burton's early films still.
Yeah,
too.
it was one Tim Burton's early films, yeah.
So.
But what did he do before these anyway? Let me take a look.
He did Batman. Should have did Batman.
No, Batman was the year before. Like what was like? I know Beetlejuice was before Batman, so.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, Pee-wee's Big Adventures, Beetlejuice, Batman, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns. Ed Wood, I seen that one. That was also Johnny Depp.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's about the fell.
I know what it's about. Yeah, I know what it's about, and I haven't seen any of the movies that Ed Wood ever made yet.
Yeah, I mean either. Cause
it's Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah. I
Which
always
is
seen this because I was in media tech. I was at a film school.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to end this right here, and we'll see each other next week. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.